I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Yes. All right, let's wait for the next verse to come around. Yeah, we're feeling so good. Ooh, let me know you're feeling good. There we go. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for who? Yeah, that's right. And you're feeling good. Oh, here we go. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, you know that's what I mean. And this old world is a bold world, and a bold world for me. Let me know one more time that you're feeling so good. Right. Ooh. Here comes the last verse. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Good morning, everyone. And like Heather said, welcome to December, the last month of the year. Lots of celebration and fun, and we're looking forward to it. So, if you don't know me, my name is David Burke. I'm your trustee on duty today, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees and our practitioners, I am privileged to welcome you to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcomed here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you were meant to be, and more. Our vision statement is love in action every day in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. On the back of your programs, you will find our Declaration of Principles. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. We would like to thank all the people that made the Sunday celebration possible. First of all, you in the seats. It is great to see many people back who are snowbirds and new faces, and thank you all for being here. We like to thank the ones who help in the background. We had men's breakfast yesterday. You wouldn't know it. Everyone helped with the chairs and put everything back, and we've got I don't know if you have watched on the YouTube, but we have a new camera, and it is much, much better. And yes, thank all of you and the board for approving that. And if you have a chance, check it out. There's a big difference in the quality. And so I think that's great. Now, turn your focus to the cover, because I'm being reminded by multiple people that we're going to read this. Yeah. So, all right. So we're going to read this and know the perfect person is on their way. So, we are joined in a sacred circle rooted in unconditional love. Connection, joy, peace, and prosperity flow through us with ease and grace.
I want to invite Maria up to ring our bells today. By the way, can we have a small hand for Maria, please? She is our bell ringer in John's retirement. And if you're with us for the first time today, the words for our Namaste song are inside the first page of your program. And you're welcome to follow along with us. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning, good morning. I love the joyful noise we make before the service begins. Warms our hearts, doesn't it? Before I start, this is December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. I think if you weren't here yet, you listened to your parents speak about it as it was remembered for years and years. So let's remember those dear souls that gave their lives and all the soldiers that are beyond the veil. Thank you. As we come together this morning, we breathe into the awareness that Spirit, God, is here alive in this room, alive in each heart, alive in the beautiful community we call home. We recognize the one presence, expressing uniquely through each and every person gathered here, both in person and in spirit. Today we welcome the warmth of connection. We honor the stories, the joys, the struggles, and the courage that each of us brings into this space. We know that no one is here by accident. Each one of us adds something essential, something sacred to the whole. In this moment, we allow peace to settle into each heart. Whatever healing, insight, or encouragement is needed today, we trust it is already on the way. I bless this service, every word, every note of music, every silent pause, and we bless this community that continues to grow, support, and inspire one another. With grateful hearts, we affirm the good that we seek is here, right now. And so it is. Isn't it exciting that we're looking forward to a candidate? Yay! And as Donna says, and affirms with me, that this candidate will not come from the listserv. That it will, she or he will come out of left field. True. So as we gather together in this sacred space, we find ourselves standing at a gentle threshold, the transition from winter into spring. The earth is beginning to stir. The light is stretching just a little farther each day. And something deep within us is stirring right along with it. Winter, across so many traditions, has always been the season of inwardness, a time when nature calls its energy back home, where things look still on the outside, but life is quietly rearranging itself beneath the surface. Even when our schedules feel full, our inner lives know the truth. Winter invites us to soften, to listen, and to rest. So let's take a moment to honor the winters within our own hearts, the seasons when nothing seemed to be blooming. Yet transformation was happening in hidden ways. Winter is not stagnation. Winter is preparation. Ancient peoples understood this. They watched the earth closely and learned that life renews itself from within before it renews itself on the outside. They believed that winter was a sacred becoming, a time when the divine whispered through the depths, preparing us for its next unfolding. And then, as the wheel of the seasons turn, spring begins her quiet ascent. Spring never arrives with a shout. It arrives with a whisper. A green shoot here, a soft bud there, returning gently warmth waking in the soil. One day, a seed decides, today is the day I begin to rise. And so the question becomes, what is rising in me and in you? What newness is stirring in the quiet center of our beings, asking for yes? Ernest Holmes reminds us the divine plan is one of freedom. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. This is the promise of spring, that we are free to grow, to thaw, to unfold into a greater expression of who we are. Just as the earth does not force the flower upward, Spirit does not force us. It simply supports us, completely, consistently, lovingly. The same intelligence that brings the seasons forward brings us forward. The same life that lifts the tulip toward the sun is lifting each one of us toward our next good. So as winter melts into spring, we might ask ourselves, where am I ready to thaw? What old fear or story is ready to melt away? What intention is planted quietly in the winter of our souls? What intention is ready to take root and reach upward? Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it's reclaiming joy. Or maybe it's the quiet, brave decision to let something good unfold. The ancients believed spring wasn't just a season, it was a spiritual teacher, a reminder that nothing stays frozen forever, that light returns, and that the soul is designed to rise. And as students of science of mind, we echo that truth. We affirm that life is always unfolding in us, as us, and through us. Nothing in nature blooms alone, and neither do we. As a loving community, here right now, we hold one another in warmth, the way the earth holds its seeds, encouraging, supporting, and celebrating every new beginning. So as we stand in this sacred threshold between seasons, I invite us all to affirm, I am ready for new life.
I am ready for new life.
I am ready for renewal.
I am ready for renewal.
I am ready for Spirit to express more fully through me.
I am ready for Spirit to express more fully through me.
So, this coming spring, may we rise gently, naturally, courageously into the light that has been calling to us all along. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you.
my new boots on. Get a little warm in my heart when I think of winter. I put my hand in my father's glove. I run off where the drifts get deeper. Sleeping Beauty trips me with a frown. I hear a voice, you must learn to stand up for yourself, 'cause I can't always be around. He says, when you gonna make up your mind? When you're gonna love you as much as I do? When you're gonna make up your mind? 'Cause things are gonna change so fast. All the white horses are still in bed. Tell you I will always want you near. Say that things change, my dear. Boys get discovered as winter melts. Flowers competing for the sun. Years go by and I'm here still waiting, with a ring where the snowman was. Mirror, mirror, where's the crystal palace? But I only can see myself skating around the truth who I am. But I know that the ice is getting thin. When you gonna make up your mind? When you're gonna love you as much as I do? When you're gonna make up your mind? 'Cause things are gonna change so fast. All the white horses are still in bed. Tell you that I'll always want you near. Say that things change, my dear. Hair is gray and the fires are burning. So many dreams on the shelf. You say you wanted you to be proud of me. I always wanted that myself. When you're gonna make up your mind? When you're gonna love you as much as I do? When you're gonna make up your mind? 'Cause things are gonna change so fast. All the white horses have gone ahead. Tell you that I'll always want you near. Say that things change, my
Crystal.
I surrender. Remember that? Remember the old white flag in the cowboy movies? Yeah, I used to watch those as a kid. The white flag said, "We don't want to fight anymore." Then the heroes would take control of the situation, maybe tying up the villains, or just to have a moment of relief and celebration. It's the classic resolution where the good guys restore order and maybe ride off into the sunset. So the story wraps up with peace and surrender. Today we're talking about surrendering to the good guys, or rather to spirit. And I think that song, as she was singing, I was feeling the releasing, the surrendering to spirit. The act of surrender is one of the biggest forms of trust in spirit that one can undertake through spiritual practice. It's not always easy. When I was in survival mode, barely hanging on to life by a thread, I was much too fearful to even consider letting go. I was hanging on to that thread so tightly that if I let go, I would die. Never mind that my addictions that I hung on to were killing me. That's why there was only one thread left. Ernest Holmes shares, "So we see that losing our lives or making the great surrender to spirit does not mean losing anything worthwhile, but getting rid of those things which deny the presence and the power of spirit right here on earth. It is the great negations of life that we have to surrender, the doubts, fears, uncertainties, the coldness, the unkindness, and the lack of love. Jesus told us, 'He that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.' I think 'for my sake' refers to the presence and the power. At first, this seems like a hard and strange thing to do. None of us wishes to lose his life. It cannot be possible that Jesus meant we should literally lose our life, but rather that there must be things in our lives that we should let go of. There must be something that is attached to us that does not belong. The greatest emphasis from Jesus was on the idea that we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe. Right now, that God, the supreme spirit intelligence in the universe, and the power that governs everything, is not some far-off presence. It's something that is immediate, a presence that is here with us now. He said the presence is not only with us, but within us. We live in it, and it moves through us, concludes Holmes. Being open and willing is required in the surrender process. Willingness is a tool that I learned from Colin Tipping as I was learning about radical forgiveness. He introduced me to some questionable perceptions. Yet I decided to take his suggestion, just be willing. He wasn't asking me to buy into his ideas, just be willing. This surrender has brought me so much peace and harmony into my life and my relationships with my family, and I know it has for others who join me in this process. When we hold on to resistance and are operating from our comfort zone, we are not cooperating with the divine process unfolding. Being open and willing also requires trust and faith in the divine process, knowing our good is being factored into the equation. When I was in the survival mode, it was very difficult to have trust and faith in a divine process. In fighting for my survival, I fought everything. We blossom like a flower that blooms a bit at a time until it comes to full glory. By allowing the unfurling process to happen through us, We allow beauty and newness to emerge from the old into the new. Perhaps we may not yet see what the result will look like, but we can typically feel the process of love and life in motion. Being open and willing, we can lean into the newness, allowing release and surrender to happen so that we are a willing part of the process. As we explore how to stay nimble and flexible, we can start listening to those old stories that keep looping in our minds. And here's the magic. Once we notice them, we can gently interrupt the cycle of hurt and pain, allowing ourselves to heal and move into a life filled with peace and happiness. In that way, surrendering to the newness of the moment is not just about letting go. It's about helping ourselves to greater heights and dive into deeper depths as we move forward. The Surrender Experiment is a great book and also a life experience by Michael Singer, where he shares his journey of letting go to see where life would lead him. I'd like to share some of his concepts. He decided to let go of his personal preferences and just say yes to whatever life brought his way. Michael realized that from a spiritual perspective, there was actually no difference between building a business and meditating in a cabin in the woods. Both were just different arenas for spiritual growth. Through his journey, he learned to trust life, that life had a plan bigger than his own. He talks about how he would meditate every morning and then go out into the day and let whatever needed to unfold. And through that, he found himself in situations he never could have planned, like running a huge software company, even though he started off just wanting to live quietly in the woods. It actually means being fully engaged with life with a capital L, but not only being engaged, but letting go of the need to control the outcome. That's the big one. There's an old story about a farmer and a horse that Reverend Donna has shared with us before, but it fits here. One day the farmer's horse ran away, and the neighbors came by to say, "Oh, what bad luck!" But the farmer just shrugged and said, "Maybe yes, maybe no." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing along a whole herd of wild horses with it. The neighbors said, "What great luck!" And again the farmer said, "Maybe yes, maybe no." Then the farmer's son tried to ride one of the new wild horses and ended up with a broken leg. The neighbors said, "Oh, what a misfortune." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." A week later, the army came through the village to enlist all the able-bodied men, but they left the farmer's son because of his injury. The moral is that life unfolds in ways we cannot predict, and what seems like a setback or a win in the moment might lead to something else down the line. I also think we shouldn't buy into what our neighbors say. So just like Michael Singer, staying engaged with life and letting go of needing to control the outcome, you never know what twist might bring. Surrender liberates us from suffering. That's the important part. How many people have I talked to that say, "I just don't want to suffer"? Surrendering liberates us from suffering. Distractions constantly pull us into the human predicament. We are constantly distracted by our thoughts and emotions. Michael recommends we stop constricting our consciousness. Let it go and feel free. Do you notice that sometimes your mind bothers you? Who notices it? Your identification with the stories does not matter. It is not who you are. Once you wake up, the past has no relevance. Step back. What matters is what your present moment is. Can you notice that you are noticing? Who is noticing? The self. Michael says the moment in front of you is not bothering you. Your thoughts about the moment in front of you is bothering you. When something bothers you, you push it down. You're collecting everything that bothers you. Your collection is very unique and special to you. Things to worry about. This is an endless cycle of reactivity. Stored disturbances create disturbed people. Stored pain will surface with pain. When you don't push it back down, you can learn to relax, allowing it to release. You will release and purify. Prayer can help us through this. Get to the bliss of life. Michael is a follower of Yogananda who said, "There is a river of joy flowing inside you. Find it. Get in." We cannot experience the blissful highs without releasing all the stored disturbances that bothered us along the way. Being open at the top, a phrase that Ernest Holmes used, means there are no limits and we live consciously in the space of infinite possibilities. There are no ceilings, no walls or floors to hold us back, limit or hinder our full growth, expression, or expansion. And if there are any perceived restricted boundaries, we can know and affirm we are able to push through and past them. Even while we are in the surrendering and letting go process, which can be a tender time, we can still initiate an emergent pathway. By visioning and praying into the newness, we can help manifest the journey and everything needed to accomplish it. Our spiritual practices help us release as we invite Spirit to step in. Standing in God's ease and grace will expose the joy that has always been. There's a parable about a river that wanted to cross the desert. The river had flowed easily through mountains and valleys, but when it reached the desert, it found it couldn't just flow over the sand. It tried and tried, but the water just disappeared into the ground. Then the wind whispered to the river, "You have to let go and let yourself be absorbed by the air. Let the wind carry you, and you will become a cloud and fall again as rain on the other side." The river was afraid at first because it meant surrendering its form and letting go of what it knew. But eventually it trusted and allowed itself to be lifted, and sure enough, the river transformed into rain on the other side of the desert, continuing its journey in a new and beautiful way. It can be hard to let go. Not knowing what you're letting go to. We must find a power greater than ourselves. For some of us, it's God. For others, it might be a universal presence. For Michael, it was life with a capital L. Oh, yes. And despite money not being the only measure of success, I think it's prudent to note that Michael Singer's initial 10-acre retreat space that he bought to go meditate in the woods for has now grown to 600 acres, where he has the Temple of the Universe, a yoga meditation center near Gainesville, Florida. And the software business that grew from a simple yes grew into his creating a major program called Medical Manager, and into a company that sold in 2002 to WebMD for $5 billion. He simply let life unfold by saying yes. Allowing ourselves to be aware and let go of old baggage we've been holding on to is the first step in surrendering. When we decide to give up the past and become willing to let it go, we become more open with a mindset of unlimited possibilities. By having curiosity and wonderment, we can allow the truth and the mystery of life to enlighten and enliven us. We can allow our spiritual practices to help us lighten up so that we can be less serious, so that we can learn to better relinquish control, be more flexible, and stay open at the top. We can lean into what Spirit has to offer us and surrender into a fresh perspective of greater creativity and joyful bliss. Let's dive into that river of joy flowing inside of us. Thank you. Namaste. Perfect song, right? So it's time for our offering. The offering affirmation is in the front page of your program. If you will say it with me. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We thank you for your generous contributions, which goes forth to enrich our community and beyond. Blessings. Okay. And in closing, to close our Sunday celebration, we remember that universal presence is always right where we are, and with those who may need a love boost to aid in their healing. Let's send them that little love boost now. We send our love, and love is the healing energy of the universe. And so it is. So let's stand in a circle. And it's funny, stand in a circle and sing stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be